So for the last 5 years, I've made a video mostly during my video everyday projects called the Gender Tag. It's a tag started by a small creator for people who are, I'm pretty sure it's for trans and non-binary people, mostly, but I'm sure cis people could also do it because that would be really interesting. But it's a video tag that asks you questions and you have to answer them in relation to gender and your experiences with gender and being trans / non-binary. I've made the video this will be the 5th year in a row, and I make it every year because I like to have some sort of collection, or I guess I like the idea of having a small pocket in time in relation to how I feel about gender for a long period of time. So when I get to, like, in a few years' time, I can put them all together and see how all my answers are different, which I'm fascinated by. But the original video and the questions will be in the description below, and I'll link my gender and sexuality playlist somewhere, which has the other 4 videos in it. And let's get started. How do you self-identify your gender, and what does that definition mean to you? So I'm non-binary, and for me that means that I'm not male, not female, and not a mix of either, and I'm not like partially one or the other. For me, non-binary is kind of my gender. It's not like an umbrella term, or it's not a kind of group that I fall under. I am. It's broad enough that I don't feel like I need to be pigeonholed into anything, but it's also narrow enough that I don't feel the need to kind of use so many words, because like I fully respect people who have like these long and kind of very intricately understood genders for themselves, but for me that's just not it. I just don't like a lot of words. I'm just non-binary, and like while I have interpretation and imagery that I associate with that, I don't need it to explain who I am to other people, and for me that's perfect. What pronouns honor you? So almost every year that I've made this video, I'm struck by how like regal and like I just think that this is a greatly written question, and I say it almost every year, but I just think it is a really well written question. But my pronouns are not my pronouns are not mine. My pronouns are they, them. Exclusively they, them. Describe the style of clothing that you most often wear. I rewatched my last video on this just to understand what I had said then, and at the time I was saying I was really feminine, this, that and the other, but like now I feel like I'm kind of slowly going into slightly more androgynous, slightly, like, I don't want to say I'm butch, but like I'm coming into a slightly more masculine vibe in my clothing. I'm wearing a lot of shirts, a lot of men's shirts. Men's shirts are so fucking cool. I love them. I have a lemon pattern shirt and an orange pattern shirt. Citrus fruits on a shirt. I think that's fantastic. But I also wear a lot of black, a lot of mesh. I've suddenly realized I have so much mesh in my wardrobe. I don't know when I got it, but I just have it. I like kind of patterned trousers. I like looking cool as fuck while also being very comfortable. I guess that's my style. Comfortable, androgynous, vaguely androgynous, and comfortable, cool, and vaguely androgynous. That's what my style is. Talk about your choices with body hair. How do you style your hair? Do you have facial hair? What do you choose to shave or choose not to shave? Well, yeah, no, I've had my head shaved for a year and a half, roughly, now, and I'm really happy. I love my shaved head. It's so fun. It's so easy. I don't have to do anything. When I've been getting up for college at 6 a.m. for the last 9 months. So not having to do anything with my hair has been fantastic. It's just like I just throw on some eyebrows and then I go to college. It's great. But yeah, I have a very long history and like identity thing about hair that I've talked about before, and I mostly talk about it in my shaved head video, or I shaved my head video, so if you want to know about that then it will be somewhere. But yeah, I don't really have much more to say about body hair. Facial hair, I shave my face, which like I don't really need to, but I just really like how soft it is. And also I get like it's not like baby hairs because they're all thick and like whatever, but I get hair along here, and I get, specifically here, I get a lot of hair and it bothers me because it's just spiky and uncomfortable and I hate it. But in general, I don't have like a full face of hair. I shave because I like the feeling of it. It also makes makeup easier to use, so that's fine. I don't shave my legs. I haven't shaved my legs in 2.5 years. And I shave my underarms for hygiene reasons because I find it easier to feel clean when I have shaved arms. Or like at least maintained armpit hair. Like short armpit hair. Talk about cosmetics. Do you choose to wear makeup? Do you paint your nails? What types of soaps and perfume do you use, if any? I clearly wear makeup. I don't have half my eyebrows, so I draw half my eyebrows on. I like makeup. The makeup industry is like fucking awful and it's used horribly and whatever, but I do like makeup and I do find a lot of comfort in makeup. I like having like big thick eyebrows, and I talked about this in my last video. I use makeup to control how people perceive me because it's comforting to do that. But in general, I've been wearing like less and less makeup, I think. I don't wear any base makeup because that's just the devil and awful and I hate it. But I like eye makeup and I like eyebrows and I like a nice lipstick. Or full fucking like face paint. Like fun, cool, edgy, like stars. I like either minimal makeup or just off the fucking wall. I'm just not brave enough to wear off the fucking wall makeup out, really. Which is a shame, but one day I'll get there. I do paint my nails. They are awful fucking looking. But when I was watching the last video, I mentioned that I was a chronic nail biter. And I have since stopped about 6 months ago. Which is really weird because it just stopped out of nowhere and I was just like, fine, done with this, cool. I don't know why, I don't know how. Like after 19 years of biting my nails, I just suddenly stopped. But cool. So I wear nail varnish, only black. I don't really like the colours or anything. Also the black nail varnish I have is like awful and gloopy and weird, so I don't paint my nails that often, so they always look fucking awful. But hey, it's whatever. Types of soaps and perfumes. I like men's deodorant, and then otherwise I just use whatever's like there. I love Lush, but I just don't have the money to be a Lushy. Are Lushies still things? Or is that like a fever dream I invented? Because I feel like that was a whole thing, that people were just like big and bougie and obsessed with Lush, and I just don't know what the fuck happened. What? Is that a thing? Is that still a thing? I don't know. Someone tell me. Have you experienced being misgendered? If so, how often? Every day. I'm not comfortable enough to come out to everyone, or come out in like one big sweeping way that kind of lets a lot of people know. I don't argue with people when they misgender me because it's just, I'm too tired. I just don't have it in me. I don't correct people when they use my wrong pronouns because it's just not worth it most of the time. But when the people that used my pronouns for me in front of me, it fills me with an immense amount of joy and euphoria because at least I know those people love and respect me. Not that people, like, I know there's a lot of people who love and respect me and who know but don't quite get it, so they don't really use pronouns, but I don't have the energy to fight everyone who's ever used the wrong pronoun for me. I'm just too tired. Do you experience dysphoria? How does that affect you? So I talked about this in the last video that I made about how the inherentness of being trans / non-binary or dissociating yourself from your gender assigned to you at birth is in itself kind of a dysphoria, or is dysphoria in and of itself. But the dysphoria I feel is, well, okay. So dysphoria I feel is social dysphoria mostly, plus some body image issues that may or may not be related to gender that I don't really want to examine too much. But yeah, I experience dysphoria in kind of perception of me And, well, not, my body's fine, it's everyone else's the problem. Yeah, social dysphoria and kind of some elements of physical dysphoria that aren't really about me, it's about everyone else. Talk about children. Are you interested in having children? Would you want to carry a child if that were an option for you? Do you want to be the primary caretaker for any children you may have? I do not want children at all. I do not. I don't want any kids. Or, well, no. I don't want to have kids. I don't want to birth kids. I don't want any of that up in me unless I'm being a surrogate for someone. But I think that if in some point in the future that I'm married or in a long-term relationship with someone, that I will maybe consider fostering, because I talked about this in my last video as well. Foster care is, the system is corrupt and full of abuse and neglect, and it breaks my heart. And also the fact that teenagers are often not fostered or adopted out because people want babies that they can raise from a young age, or young kids. And I think that, like, while those people want that, I would never want that. So obviously if I want to take care of someone with my partner in the future, I would want to take someone out of a system that is already known to be incredibly detrimental to the well-being of these children that go through the system. I just don't know if I want kids in general, but I know I don't want kids in general, but if I want to raise someone with a partner in the future, I would want it to be a teenager taken out of care, because I have very many opinions about the care system and the foster system and the adoption system. It's a fucking nightmare. Talk about money. Is it important for you to provide financially for your family if you choose to have one? Is it important for you to earn more than any partner than you may have? Do you prefer to pay for things like dates? Are you uncomfortable when others pay for you or offer to pay for you? I want to provide for anyone that I may have in my life financially. Even if that's, like, not people that I'm dating or related to. Like, if it's my friends and I'm supporting them financially because they have nothing else, I'm definitely going to step in, because those people are my family. But, like, I want to be stable to take care of the people that I love, but I find the idea of, like, it being important to someone to earn more than any partner they might have, I think that's really rooted in, like, these heteronormative kind of ideas about how the man should be the breadwinner, which, like, doesn't have a place in any of my relationships, considering I'm a non-binary person seeking women and non-binary people. Like, there's no men in the equation in that, so there's no point that a man should be the breadwinner. And even if it's a subversion of whatever, I just find the idea that someone should earn more really kind of weird and gross, and I don't want that. If I happen to, then I have no problem financially supporting my partner, but the fact that someone may thrive to make more than their partner on kind of merit of making more money is gross. If I want to make more money than my partner, it's because I want to provide for them, because I have opportunity to provide for them. I'm just in general uncomfortable when people pay for me. I have issues, it's fine. Anything else you want to share about your experience with gender? Gender's whack. Be gay, do crime. Respect pronouns, fuck TERFs. Support your local sex workers. Trans people are wonderful. You don't need dysphoria to be trans. Fuck you. There. That's all. That's all. That's all I got. Thank you for watching. I like making these videos every year because, like, it's a really interesting insight to where I am in my life, because it's just, I'm always, like, I find that my answers, some answers carry, like, the answers about finances and children, but other things don't quite, and I think I like it because it shows I've grown as a person. I don't know, human growth, character development is fantastic, hell yeah. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I will see you tomorrow with a new video. I hope you have a fantastic day, and